Hello, welcome back to Reading to Write. We are in the final week of NaNoWriMo 2024 and the final week for me to successfully accomplish writing every single day in the month of November. So far I am on track. It is currently November 26th, so I have 5 more days to keep writing in my story. Just to give you a small update on what I've been doing for the last 4 days since my last update was November 21st. I have written almost 1,000 words so far across the 4 days that we've had, and I am like 95% recovered from the cold that I had. I do still have like a little bit of a cough, so if I sound a little weird still, that's why, but I am feeling much better. So I am very happy with how much I have done so far, but this week I would like to at least hit, hi baby. But this week I would like, do you see something? I don't see what you see. Anyway, I would like to have my first 1,000 word day this week, so I'm gonna try to do that today. I'm in the middle of a kind of important bonding scene for 2 of the characters, so I'm excited to finish that up and get into the next chapter, which will finally be the first chapter that I was talking about however many videos ago, about the holiday that I knew what was going to happen during it with some of the characters. So I'm pretty excited to get into that this week because this is literally the entire reason why I went back to the middle of the story to write in a big chunk, which is great because I've gotten 3 new chapters that are all going to be very important once they're like a little bit more fleshed out, but this is the one that like all of this was for, so I'm excited to get into the next chapter, which will be chapter 18. My plan today is to finish chapter 17, and we'll see if I can start chapter 18. If you don't know, this week is also Thanksgiving week in the United States. My husband and I are not going home to see our families just because we moved to different states and had a wedding all within like the span of a few months, so we're taking this holiday to just like decompress and relax, so we're gonna do something at home. So because of that, I kind of want to film like a week in the life of type video, which I've never done before. I'm not like a huge cook, so I'm not really gonna do like an all-out Thanksgiving dinner, but I'll probably make a couple sides and that kind of stuff. I don't know if I'll show you that because I'm kind of a disaster in the kitchen. I like Thanksgiving holiday as like a practice for getting together with family and, you know, enjoying like some quality time, but I don't really like Thanksgiving on paper because it's basically celebrating a genocide, which is disgusting. So this week for Thanksgiving, I also always try to do something for Indigenous people. I tend to try to donate to a charity for helping Indigenous tribes or people, programs, you know, that kind of thing. I also try to do some research on different Indigenous tribes and their culture and that kind of stuff so I can make myself more educated. And I also do try to read during the month of November a book written by an Indigenous person, which I actually am reading one right now. I have been for a while. It's To Shape a Dragon's Breath, which is about an Indigenous young woman who bonds with a dragon and then has to go to basically an Anglo-Saxon dragon academy. So it's all about her journey and kind of what her people are going through and that kind of stuff. So I'm about 80 pages in. I'm really enjoying it so far. I just haven't really dedicated a lot of time to reading lately. Basically this entire year, just because I've been so caught up with everything else going on in my life. So I'm gonna try to put some space aside this week to actually read during Thanksgiving week. I don't think I'm going to share the writing sprints that I'm doing like I have been in the last 2 videos for NaNoWriMo. So this will just be more like snapshot updates and maybe like a couple clips of me writing or reading or, you know, doing whatever else I'm gonna do in this week in the life of Gabby, the Reading to Write creator. So yeah, I'm gonna get to writing and I will update you guys later today when I have something to say. So it's about 2:30 in the afternoon on Tuesday, November 27th. I've had quite a productive day so far. I've written 430 words in the book. I'm in chapter 18 now, finally into the section that I had in my mind for this entire like middle section that I'm doing. So I'm pretty excited about that. I have gone grocery shopping with my husband so that we can cook Thanksgiving dinner tomorrow. And I have read about 20 pages in the To Shape a Dragon's Breath book that I am trying to read right now. I'm highly caffeinated now because I had a coffee while we were walking around the grocery store. So I am going to try and get more writing done until I fizzle out, and then I'll probably read for a little bit. But yeah, it's super pretty today. It was snowing basically all morning, and then fortunately the roads cleared up, so we were able to get to the grocery store. And yeah, I guess that's it. I will give you guys an update either later today or early tomorrow morning. Please ignore my socks. She likes playing with them when they're all balled up like that, so she's very much like a dog. Right? It's currently like 9:30 in the morning on Thanksgiving morning. I was able to write 1,020 words yesterday, so I beat my new unofficial goal to hit a 1,000-word day before the end of the month, which I'm really excited about. I kind of want to go for a second one, but I know it's probably not going to be today because I have a lot of cooking to do today, which I hate. I really hate cooking. I do it like every once in a while. I'm not like a terrible cook, but when it comes to like having to organize cooking multiple things at once, it really stresses me out. So I've already written a little bit in the story today just to like get it out of the way in case I don't have the mental capacity to do it later. So I've written about 70 words. We'll see if I can write more later. I really love American football, and there's always a game or two on Thanksgiving, so sometimes I like to write during those because there's a lot of downtime in football games and the background noise just like helps to keep me focused. So we'll see if I can write a little bit later during like one of the games or something like that. We'll see what today holds. I just wanted to give an update about last night because I was really excited about it. I actually had a glass of wine to celebrate afterward, but my brain was shot after I finished, so I wasn't able to film. So yeah, I just wanted to give an update and then let you know what I'm going to be doing today. I'll see if I can do another update if I'm able to write later, but yeah, happy Thanksgiving. The cooking Olympics have begun. Look at all this shit we've already made. And all the prep stuff. This is the Feast Sans chicken. It is so good! It's currently November 30th. I did skip filming yesterday, which was Black Friday, just because I was so tired. I did not end up writing at all on Thanksgiving after I started cooking. It took a really long time and it was really good, but I don't know if it was really worth the energy that it kind of took from me. But still, it was good and we have leftovers for days. So I did try to read To Shape a Dragon's Breath, which I did a little vlogging for, but I really could only read like 5 pages before my brain gave up on that also. So it wasn't a very productive day outside of the cooking and you know, kind of spending time with my husband. But, you know, I got the 70 words out. I did make a little bit more progress in this book, which honestly I'm really enjoying so far. I've read a few books about dragons over the last year, and this by far is my favorite of the 3 that I've read so far. There will be a reading vlog about that sometime in the future, hopefully. But like I said earlier in this video, I do try to do some research on indigenous peoples. So I did look up some of Monaco Blackgoose's tribe. She comes from the Seekonk Winnipeg tribe, which is in like the Rhode Island area. And actually Seekonk means home of the black goose, which I guess is why she chose the last name that she did. And I thought that that was kind of cool because there is a whole theme in this book of the English settlers trying to force the main character, whose name is Anacus. They try to force their last naming convention on her. So it seems like it's kind of like a Nordish or Slavic type where son or daughter is like the end of the name. So it would be her father's first name plus daughter for her, but she keeps telling everybody like, that's not my last name, my name is Anacus, please only call me Anacus, because I guess they don't really have last names the way we do. So I thought that was interesting, and I don't know if this is true, so don't quote me on it, but maybe this is why she chose Black Goose as her last name, because her tribe doesn't actually have last names and she needed one for publishing, so she went with what Seekonk means in English. Also, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly. There are, in the beginning of this book, a whole section dedicated to like pronunciations for everything, but I didn't really look that up when I was doing my research on her tribe. I also did some research on the Incas and the Muisca because my father is from Colombia, so it was nice to learn about the native history from the country that my father comes from as well. So I did do that on Thursday as well, which was nice. Now, I only wrote the 73 words on Thursday, but despite the fact that I didn't film yesterday because I was too tired to really bother with it, I did write a lot. So I got 556 words down yesterday. I made a pretty big dent in chapter 18, which I'm pretty excited about. I'm now going into the event that I had in my mind when I originally realized that I had to go back to this part. So I'm gonna be trying to write that today. I think I'm gonna try to finish chapter 18. I don't know how many words that's gonna end up being. I'm still pretty tired. I guess cooking takes me out for days, so I'm still pretty tired, so we'll see how far I'm actually able to get. But that is the goal for today, is to finish chapter 18. I will say that since I was tracking everything by the first week, then the second week, then the third week, I did just want to say in the fourth week, which was from November 22nd to the 28th, I did write a total of 2,719 words. So that was my highest word count for any of the weeks that I had done before. So last week was the best. Last week, even though it's the last 2 days are kind of still a part of that, but I wanted to give a 7-day word count since the other 3 weeks that I did were also 7 days. This past week, after recovering from the sinus infection I got, has been my most productive, so I'm pretty happy with that. That's all I wanted to say for now. That's this update. So I will update you guys once I finish writing whatever I'm gonna write today, and we'll see how much my word count is for the entire month. Please excuse how I look. I barely slept last night. I've been kind of taking the last couple days to recuperate from the month of November. So this will be my little outro. I wrote 246 words on the 30th. That's a lot less than I was hoping for, but it turns out that I was very, very burnt out and I really couldn't, all of the words that I was writing were not very good at all. So I'm probably gonna have to rewrite them again when I'm editing anyway. So I decided to just call it quits. I did complete my challenge of writing every single day in November, and I ended with a word count of 7,270 words, which is a little bit more than half of what I did last November, but I'm honestly not going to complain. It was, I think, very productive, and I'm quite happy with my progress, and I think that this will mark a good start to my writing year. If you participated in the NaNoWriMo challenge or did one of your own, please let me know how you did during the course of your writing journey. And thank you for tuning into mine. Happy writing to all of my fellow writers, and see you next time.